For over 2 years, I lived in the shadows of the corporate food chain. I wasn't the worst employee. Far from it. I was the one everyone quietly relied on. The one they called when someone else messed up. The one they trusted to just handle it. There's a kind of exhaustion that doesn't show on your face, but eats you alive from the inside. That was me. Every morning I'd sit in my car in the parking lot, convincing myself that today would be the day something changed. But nothing changed. Instead, I watched Harris, my boss, praise people who did half the work I did. I watched him mentor the loud ones, the arrogant ones, the ones with connections. Meanwhile, he treated me like a permanent intern, someone who should be thankful to be there. He'd hand me tasks at 4:57 p.m. and say, "Can you take care of this real quick before you go?" Knowing damn well it wasn't quick. He'd publicly claim credit for entire projects that I led from start to finish. He'd talk to me in that tone that tells you he's already decided your fate. And the messed up part? I still believed a promotion would fix everything. I had this script I ran in my head every night. If I work hard enough, if I stay long enough, if I prove myself enough, he'll see my value. I didn't realize the truth. You can't earn respect from someone who needs you small. The day everything changed, I wasn't even supposed to be in the room. It was 8:47 a.m. The weekly department meeting room was empty except for Harris and another manager. I walked in early to set up the projector. Then I heard my name. "Manager. Are you promoting her after this quarter? She has basically been doing the job already." Harris laughed. Not a nervous laugh. Not a polite laugh. A mean laugh. "Harris. Promote her? She is not leadership material. She is useful, sure, but you can't put someone like that in charge of anything important." The other manager hesitated. "Someone like that? Harris. You know what I mean. They're good for grunt work. That's their ceiling. Honestly, I only keep them because they pick up the crap no one else wants. You can't teach desperation." I froze. My heart dropped into my stomach. It felt like I was watching someone talk about my life like it was a broken appliance. And then, the final blow. Harris said, "Besides, the promotion's already going to Zach." Zach. The guy who joined 6 months ago. The guy who still asked me how to send calendar invites. The guy Harris played golf with. I felt myself sinking into the chair behind me. Every late night, every extra project, every moment I told myself it'll be worth it. Crushed under the weight of his laugh. 2 days later, he made the promotion public. He gathered the whole team and announced Zach's new role. Then he looked directly at me and said, "Keep working hard. Maybe one day you'll catch up." Everyone laughed politely. I just smiled, but inside, a fuse lit. That night, I didn't go home and cry. I didn't go home and scream. I opened my laptop. And I started building something. Every system I had rebuilt for the company. Every process I'd streamlined. Every inefficiency I'd fixed because no one else would. I turned into a product. A real solution. One that businesses actually needed. One that Harris never understood the importance of. I built the first prototype alone. I learned design, sales, copywriting, piece by piece. I worked during lunch breaks Harris thought I didn't take. I worked in silence, in secret, in the shadows he put me in. And slowly, it worked. My first paying client wasn't glamorous. It was a local business with a messy system. But they paid. And they referred 2 more clients. Then 5. There is a moment every entrepreneur remembers. The moment the side hustle becomes the escape. For me, It was the night I realized my revenue for the month passed my salary. I printed my resignation letter, walked into Harris's office. He didn't even look up. Harris, dropping something off? I put the letter on his desk. He skimmed it, raised an eyebrow, and said, "You're leaving? For what, exactly?" I said, "Something better." He smirked. "Good luck. You'll be back." Spoiler: I didn't come back. My startup grew faster than I ever imagined. My work was finally seen by people who valued it. 8 months later, I received an email that almost made me laugh. It was from Harris's company. Subject line: Urgent, request for external assistance. Turns out, the department was collapsing. Their biggest client was threatening to walk. They were scrambling for help. And guess what service they needed? Exactly what my startup specialized in. We scheduled a video call. The meeting window opened, and there he was, Harris, staring at me like someone had opened his high school yearbook to the wrong page. He didn't speak at all. His manager did all the talking, the same manager who defended me that morning months ago. "Manager, we reviewed your work and your case studies. Impressive. We'd like to hire your company to rebuild our system." I leaned forward slightly, calm, confident. I looked straight at Harris and said, "Oh, I'm very familiar with the system. I've been fixing its problems for years." Harris went pale. The contract they offered, it was worth more than my old annual salary per month. I accepted, professionally, politely, no gloating. No, "I told you so." Because the best revenge isn't telling someone they were wrong. It's showing them, by outgrowing the version of you they tried to keep small. Now, every month, Harris's company pays my invoices. And every month, I get an email from him saying, "Approved. Great work." He types it through gritted teeth. I can feel it. But here's the part Harris still doesn't know. The issue that almost destroyed his department, the one my company got hired to fix, is the same issue I warned him about a week before I quit. I told him the system was failing. He told me, "Stop worrying about things above your pay grade." If he had listened, he wouldn't need my company today. He wouldn't need me. But he didn't listen. He underestimated the wrong person. And now, his department depends on the person he said would never be leadership material. Life has a funny way of paying people back. Sometimes quietly, sometimes poetically, and sometimes by putting your former boss on your client list. That's how I learned the truth. When someone tells you you've peaked, what they really mean is they're afraid of how high you might climb without their ceiling above you.